What's up, y'all? Now look, what if I told you that the digital revolution has landed at the gates of the Ivy Leagues? And yes, you probably already guessed it, it is all about artificial intelligence. Now that is the beast that we are all trying to tame, and you need to brace yourself because Harvard has just upped the ante. Their Intro to Computer Science class CS50 now has a new teaching assistant. And guess what? It's not a grad student pulling an all-nighter, it's an artificial intelligence. That's right, Harvard is breaking ground with a new AITA. And we're here to talk about why they're doing this, what they're hoping to accomplish, and what this means for the future of education. So let's jump in. And we gotta start by explaining what the AITA even is. Now Harvard is calling it CS50 Bot, aptly named because that is the class that it is TAing for. Now, what are Harvard's intentions with this? Well, what they say is that students will often get frustrated while waiting around for TAs to help them. So the idea is that the bot will be able to handle a heavy load of the students' questions, unblocking them and ultimately keeping them from getting so frustrated to the point where they actually quit. Now, Harvard, of course, proclaims that they're not planning to replace our beloved professors and TAs with ones and zeros. No, their goal is to increase the teachers to a point where eventually there's a 1-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Now this is generally a giant class which can have up to 1,000 students, so the point is to create a pseudo environment with 1,000 teachers. But come on, Harvard. You're trying to tell us that if you are successful in that goal, the amount of professors and TAs that you employ will not be reduced? I don't think any of us are buying that. It's not lost on any of us how much cost that would cut and how much profit would be increased by doing that. Now let's not forget that Harvard, as well as all universities, are businesses. Now of course they're going to say that they won't reduce teachers, but this is in the short term because that helps their narrative. But I can't imagine that this will remain true long term if the AI project is successful. And the project will be an absolute huge success if they're able to implement everything that they plan to. Eventually the goal is for the bot to be fully operational in 4 areas: explaining error messages, helping students find bugs, assessing the design of programs, even assessing students' understanding of concepts through AI-generated conversations. So that last one really seems like we're headed towards AI-generated exams as well. From there, all they need to do is make the teaching of the AI more robust, and then what is left for professors to do? AI is teaching, unblocking, debugging, giving advice on design implementation, and even administering exams, which obviously it could easily grade as well. Sounds to me like you just hand AI a syllabus and it's off to the races. So now that brings up another really interesting question. Are we all really going to pay over $50K a year to be taught by AI? I mean, couldn't we just use AI and other online resources on our own instead? I mean, I'm someone with 2 degrees and I will definitely be doing my best to dissuade my future kids from going to college. And we can just take the money and pour it into getting incredibly direct training of any skill they want. And by introducing the AITA, isn't Harvard indirectly teaching us that we don't really need them? And I think the answer to that is yes and no. See, it's yes because Harvard is teaching us that we might not need them to learn in the future. But it's also no because I don't think that's the point of Harvard. Now, of course, you do learn there, but the benefits seem to be way more about the networking and the branding. In other words, people just respect you more if you go to a school like that, and opportunities will be landing in your lap forever. So in that regard, I don't think Harvard really cares if they're showing us that we can learn without them or not. Because at the end of the day, we're still gonna give them that bag. And on top of that, they'll make even more money when they replace a large percentage of their professors with AI. Oh wait, they said they weren't gonna do that. My bad, Harvard. You're right. Now look, I do want to close with an important notion. We should all be taking notes from Harvard. What I mean by that is look how fast they are adopting and using AI technology. We all need to be on that train. I've been learning prompt engineering recently myself, and I'm believing more and more that it really is the future and the best time to jump in is now. Now I'll actually be making some videos centered around prompt engineering in the near future, so be on the lookout for that. And definitely let me know what type of stuff you would like to learn and I will make a video on it. Alright y'all, so there you have it. We're living in a time of rapid change and digital evolution. Our education, our jobs, our daily life are all being transformed to AI. And the big takeaway from all this is not whether Harvard is going to replace its teachers with AI. It's about how we as individuals can adapt and grow in an AI-driven era. As unsettling as this new reality may be for some, remember this: every change brings opportunities. Harvard's AI experience shows us that learning is no longer confined to a physical classroom. It can be personalized, dynamic, and accessible to the masses. And that is pretty cool. Alright, so if you got anything from the video, please drop it a like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, remember, we'll all make it together. Just gotta keep praying.